What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we're going to be talking about Red Demon Hell. Now, if you guys don't know, the Hell Demons were put into the patch notes for Global, so we know that they're going to be coming soon, whether it's next week or next update or the one after or whatever. We know that we are getting Hell Demons very soon. Well, with that being the case, I wanted to go ahead and make team building guides for each Hell Demon so that you guys would know what units to bring, what units to take, have a general idea of what's to come and stuff as far as units. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it and talk about all the units that are good or debatably good, and actually talk about some units that are going to be coming soon that are going to be really good as well, because depending on when you watch this video, the units may already be out. So let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with Slater. Now, I've always talked about Slater as an amazing unit for Red Demon. He's always been amazing for Red Demon, and he will continue to be good for Red Demon. First card, 160% damage, 240% damage, 400% damage, ranks 1, 2, and 3. Applies Sever, which is double crit chance. His crit chance base is 30%, so now it becomes 60, which is really nice. And that's before what, cosmetics and stuff like that. If you want to look at his cosmetics, I have like almost everything for him. So with cosmetics on, his crit chance is 42%, so it becomes about 84%, which is really nice. That's just about a guaranteed chance to crit. Moving on to, and then you got to realize this is not a multi-hit move, so the double crit chance is really nice. Now this one right here, 220% chance to attack. At rank 2, it's 220, but it removes stance and disables stance skills, which Red Demon does use both of those. And then at rank 3, it's 360 and disables stance skills for 2 turns. This is a multi-hit move. It doesn't have double crit chance, but it's probably going to crit on 1 or 2 of the hits, because he hits like 5 times or something like that. Really good, really good, really good. And then moving on to his passive, increases crit chance value to 300% of its value when the hero uses a skill on an enemy with an empty ult gauge. The first health bar of Red Demon Hell won't have an ult gauge, but the second one and the third one will. Granted, Slater's still going to be doing a lot of damage. Like, make no mistake, he does damage regardless. So Slater is obviously a really good unit to use in this raid. I actually have my Slater 6/6 already. I also have all of his cosmetics because he's Gother Link, so I have all of his stuff and everything like that. So I already have Slater ready as far as it comes to this raid. You'll take attack crit damage on him, so just be ready for that. Moving on, Blue Bond. Blue Bond was made for Red Demon. If you guys don't know, he was literally like, Bond has an increased buff whenever he goes against Red Demon. So charge, which ignores defense, 200%, 300%, 500%. His second card, 180%. Decreases attack related stats by 20%, 180% decreases attack related stats by 30%, and then 300% attack decreases attack related stats by 40%, right? So he's going to be taking away some of those stats from Red Demon as well. His ultimate, obviously, he does damage 630, depletes ult gauge by 3, right? Which is really nice for Red Demon, who you don't really want to ult. Moving on to his passive, decreases all enemies attack related stats by 15% at the start of the turn if the hero doesn't take damage. Now this is not something that's probably gonna proc a lot, because you're generally gonna get attacked every turn, right? It's almost impossible to not get attacked. Now keep in mind, Red Demon Hell is no different than Red Demon Extreme or otherwise. He's just a lot more tankier. He does a lot more damage. That's literally the difference, right? So just let's keep that in mind. Now, Blue Nunchuck Bond, he's really good for this raid as well, but you got to think about investment. I don't necessarily think he's as good an investment as Blue Bond or Blue Slater, simply because of how you can acquire them. Blue Slater is on every single banner. Blue Slater is also in the gold coin shop. Blue Bond is a part 1 unit, and I think Blue Nunchuck Bond is a part 2 ticket. So it's just like, as far as being able to get the units, I feel like the other two are a lot easier to get. But 240 to one enemy. At rank 2, it's 300 and cancel stances. At rank 3, it's 500 and cancel stances. Now with Slater, it does the same damage, but he removes the stance and disables it. So that's the difference between those two. His second skill, 180% defense-related stats, 180% defense-related stats, 300% defense-related stats. So as far as these two bonds, they have the same thing, except one's attack-related stats and the other's defense-related stats. So it just depends on what you want. And then he has Nunchuck Bond's ult, 350 attack, extorts 50% attack defense, obviously. His passive increases defense by 50% of all enemies' defense. Not too crazy of a passive or anything. But these are going to be some of your main units that you will be using. Elizabeth is a really good unit in this raid if you have a booster. Now, currently, there are no blue boosters in the game. But Elizabeth and Galland are very good once Easton, which, Easton and Elizabeth and Elaine come out. Easton is a blue booster. She is an original character. She boosts attack-related stats of all allies, right? Attack, defense, not attack, attack, crit damage, pierce rate, all of that, right? She's really good. Now, Elaine is really good as well. She boosts attack. Obviously, Easton is better because boosting attack-related stats is better than boosting, just, attack. But yeah, they give boost. Those are like the only two blue boosters, I believe. Really good. But yeah, Galland and Elizabeth can definitely work. You can obviously stack her solidifiers because Red Demon does debuff you. That's a really good way to do it. Galland obviously can ult, so that's a good way to do it. But those two, their damage is kind of put behind getting buffs and stuff like that because they're amplified. But yeah, so Slater, Bond, Elizabeth, Galland, those are all good damage dealers. Now, these were units that were not on JP, so I don't know how good they will be, but they're looking like they will be very, very good. Number one is Mikasa. Mikasa, you rush her ult, you ult with her, you dish out dumb damage, and then not to mention her passive is going to stack very quick. She seems like she's going to be an amazing unit as far as Red Demon, right? I don't need to go into too much what she does. Just know that her ultimate gives her attack, HP, defense by 50%. Then her passive is going to be giving her 3% to all stats. She seems like she's going to be an amazing unit. Even if you ever 1-6, she seems like she's going to be amazing. Because, like, her 1-6 or 6-6 doesn't change the buffs that she gets. So she seems like it quite a lot. Another one, free-to-play option, Blue SR Aaron. Now, he is just like cease to stop amazing people. He literally just he's so good. Like, he's still debatably the best SR in the game. 240%, 300% cancel stances, 500% cancel stances. Then he can buff himself, which is super amazing. His ultimate is going to be 6/6 because they gave it to you for free. Ignores resistance and increases hero damage to unknown race, which is whatever. But I'm telling you right now, he is probably going to be an amazing unit when it comes to Red Hell. Simply because of how he works and what he does. He can cancel stances, he can buff himself to get out that dumb damage. His ultimate will be 6/6, which is going to be 945%. Really good unit. Now that we've talked about the damage dealers, let's talk about a couple of the supports. There's two primary supports that you would take if you need it in this raid. You don't always need it, but obviously, Blue King is going to be one of them. Petrify, Cleanse, Heal, the whole shebang. His ultimate still does really good damage, even though it's AoE. But mainly, the cleansing and the healing are what you're going to be running with King. Obviously, you can Petrify Red Demon as well, so that's really good also. Moving on, Lilia. She can take away ult, she can heal, she can cleanse. She can obviously rank down Red Demon's cards. Very good unit as well. So, Blue King, Blue Lilia are going to be two of the supports that you're going to be taking as far as this raid and what you'll be doing. Now, talking about 4th slot units, there are a couple of 4th slot units that you will want to be taking. Number one, and but by 4th slot, I mean you're basically only using them for the passive. Golgi is passive, increases allies damage by 15% in deathmatch. Red Demon is a deathmatch, so that is very good. You will not use him in the front slot ever. Only a back slot unit. Moving on to Jericho. Jericho increases blue attribute allies attack related stats by 10%. That's going to be making Slater's crit chance 52 for me. So he is he is now going to have 100% crit chance on his Sever card. Well, over 100% crit chance. Very, very good. Now, Jericho, you can use her in the front. She also has Sever, which is double crit chance, and her crit chance is going to be 40% with her passive. Not to mention with weapons and stuff, it's going to be upwards of 50%. She's a unit you can use in the front. She does have healing as well, and her ultimate is pretty nice as well. 683%. She's probably going to crit, and she has bleed. So you can possibly use her in the front. I don't recommend it, but yeah, you can use her in the front. She is a 4-slot unit though. The last 4-slot unit is going to be Mirolis. Increases blue units HP by 30%. Now, you can use Mirolis in the front for his defense down. I don't recommend it, but you can use it if you want to. Disables buff and debuff skills as well, because Red Demon does debuff you sometimes, so that would be really nice, but he's mainly used as a 4-slot unit. So Golgi, Jericho, Blue Jericho, and Mirolis are going to be your 4-slot units, generally what you want to take. Now keep in mind, Elaine, her passive increases defense related stats by 8% at the start of the next turn if the hero takes damage. Super, super good passive, and she gives a buff, like a passive buff that gives you like increased drops for Red Demon. So when she comes out, she's probably going to be your 4-slot unit, or she's going to be in the front because she can boost. So just keep that in mind. I know she's not out yet, but just keep that in mind. Now, we've talked about 4-slot units. Now I'm going to talk about 2 units that are like great value units that you can bring in the front. One of those being Arthur. Blue SR Arthur is not a bad unit. Increases HP related stats by 6% at the start of the next turn if the hero takes damage. Pretty good. Applies Detonate, which does 20% additional damage per ultimate ult gauge orb, which Red Demon's going to eventually have, what, like 10 plus orbs or something? So that's going to be doing like a lot of damage. A lot of damage, right? Mid to late game Red Demon. Then this disables recovery skills, which is whatever. This is just damage, and this is just a debuff. Moving on to its ultimate, 560% damage to one enemy, decreases defense related stats. Really, really good. If you max them out, 840 free damage. And then last, we have SR Meliodas. He applies weak point on his first card, which you're going to have there's going to be a couple of units that are debuffers. Slater is sealing stances, debuff. Bond, debuff. Boom, debuff. Elizabeth doesn't have any. Gallon has poison, but that probably won't even proc because it's so low on percents. But most units have debuffs. Mikasa, bleed. Aaron doesn't have one. King has petrify, but you don't want to break that. But most units that you're going to be running will have a debuff. So the weak point will be proccing. Keep in mind, he also has a counter, which is going to be really good, and he can give himself damage reduction on the counter as well. His passive is going to be giving him crit chance if he doesn't take damage, with his ult giving double crit chance, and his base crit chance being 23%. So 23% plus the 30 from his passive is 50, plus the Sever is guaranteed crits. So yeah, those are pretty much all the units. Those are all the units that are for Red Demon Hell, excuse me, I keep saying Blue Demon. Red Demon Hell, that are on global. Obviously, if we get more, I'll probably talk about those in the future or whatever. Maybe talk about Zeldris, maybe talk about Elaine specifically in her video, or talking about Easton specifically in her video. But as far as now, that's all I got. That's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. That being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.